Okay, so section 2.5 is just solving linear inequalities. So for a lot of you, hopefully this will be a bit of review, and if not, then make sure you ask questions as you have them. So, the steps for solving linear inequalities are extremely similar to the steps for solving linear equations. There's one minor difference, and we will get to that momentarily. So, the best way to deal with this when you have x's on both sides is to take away the smaller x from both sides. That keeps you from having any negative x's. So, subtract 2x from both sides. And here I'm just going to subtract the 8 from both sides. So that gets my x's to one side, so 2x. I'm going to bring down my less than or equal to sign, and then negative 18. Thank you. That's why it's not coming out right. I was like, I thought I had this to come out right. This should be 2x, because I didn't do my math. 4x minus 2x gives me 2x. Thank you for keeping me in line. And my next step then is what? Divide by 2. So I have x is less than or equal to negative 9. If I were to put that on a number line, I don't really care to put every single number on the number line, but I want whatever the number is in reference to 0. So I have 0 somewhere up here, negative 9 down here. And there's two different ways to do this. One of them is what we've been doing with the open circle versus closed circle. What is that one going to be? Closed circle at negative 9. And am I pointing my arrow to the left or to the right? Left. So I'm just going to put it up and go to the left. The other way you can do that, and I just put it up and over because sometimes it's hard to tell when it's on the line. The other way to do that is to put the bracket and go that way. If you end up going to PCC and you take a math class there, that's probably what you're going to see is that bracket and going down. And then the other way of writing an inequality like this, and I'm not going to have you do this today, but just the other way of writing it is negative infinity to negative 9 with the bracket at negative 9. But this is the one that I care about today. You are going to be doing the number line today, yeah. Whether you use the bracket or the open circle, closed circle, I don't really care. It's up to you. Now, in some situations, you can't help but have a negative x, and actually you could, but it'd take a few extra steps. So, on this one, negative 6 plus 12 is greater than 36. What do I do first? Subtract 12. So I have negative 6x is greater than 24. Then what? I am going to, but what do I do? Why do I do that? Why do I flip them? Okay, so I'm going to divide by negative 6, and I'm not going to change anything. And I'm going to show you why we need to change something. So if I have x is greater than negative 4. If I put that on my number line, I have negative 4, and I have 0. So x is anything greater than negative 4. I'm going to test a number here. 0 is the easiest one to test. So if I test 0, I have negative 6 times 0 plus 12 is greater than 36. So I end up with 12 is greater than 36, which is true or false? False. False. So, when I divide by a negative number, I have to flip the sign around. So right here, I have to flip the sign. When you divide by the negative number, you flip the sign. And this is why we use pencil when we do math. But I happen to have the purple pen in my pocket. So 0, negative 4, and then my open circle at negative 4 going down. So that's the note that you should make for yourself. The main difference, yes. It absolutely would. So, I'm going to come down here really quick. So if I have that same inequality, negative 6x plus 12, and this is actually why it works to flip the sign. If instead of taking away the 12, I add 6x to both sides, and subtract 36 from both sides, I have negative 24 is greater than 6x. And then I can divide by positive, and I end up with x is less than negative 4. That's the other way to go about doing it, is just getting it so it's positive. So, and that's why the flipping the sign part works. Any questions on that? Okay, so back to my middle one. I'm going to hold this up so it's not confusing. So I have one more that I want to go through, and this is called a compound inequality. As you notice, I have two different signs. So I can go about this two different ways. I can split into two inequalities, or I can just do it at once. So the core of my problem is in the middle here. So what do I need to do to get x alone? Subtract 8. And I'm going to subtract 8 from basically all three parts that are separated by inequalities. So I have 12 is less than or equal to 4x, which is less than or equal to 28. What's my next step? Divide everything by 4. So I have 3 less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 7. What's another way of saying this? 3 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 7. What's a simple way of saying that? X is anywhere between 3 and 7, including 3 and 7. So if I have 0, 3, 7, I have my closed circles at 3 and 7, and shaded in between them. Any questions on that? Okay, that's really about all I have for you today. I might have to come back to this more. I think there's one more thing that I can't remember. So I'm going to give you guys your worksheets, and that's really it for 2-5. It's just kind of a review of solving those linear inequalities.